everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, February 10th, 2018. To think we're already 2 weeks into February and there's only 2 weeks left to go. Wow! Who would have thought? Anyway, what do I got on top for this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. Besides my happy demeanor, I'm going to be talking about a new anime series that's coming into the works. It's a sports anime, so I'm not too much of a fan of it already, and it's about badminton. Yeah. Just wait, it's going to get weirder. The Hello Kitty maker Sanrio reveals cute Code Geass merchandise. Oh, at least Code Geass isn't dying off anytime soon. The live-action Bleach film Rukia its release date has been announced. That's right, the release date for Rukia has been announced. Dragon Ball Super, One Piece, and Gintama characters are becoming adorable little accessories for your smartphone cable. Yeah. Pokemon Go players, guess what? You're going to be able to get your hands on Rayquaza. That's right, the granddaddy of all dragons. The middle finger to all dragon Pokemon. You will get a chance to finally get it on top of more from the Hoenn region. And some sad news to report from the land of slime and goo. Nickelodeon has sadly parted ways with Butch Hartman. Well, technically he parted ways with Nickelodeon, and I'm going to explain about that because I only found that out this week, and man, that was that just took me by surprise when I found out about that. All this and maybe some more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But you know the drill by now. I know you do. If you're in the mood for collectibles, oddities, weird shit, things that just boggle your mind as to what am I going to do with this, check out my eBay page. That's right. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I got a wide variety of strange and unusual knickknacks, trading cards, action figures, DVDs, what have you. Things that you just wouldn't know what to do with. I got you covered. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. It's all lowercase, by the way. You can also follow me on Twitter, and now you can also follow me on Facebook with my official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. So, what's been up with me this week? Well, besides the fact that I had worked 2 days this week, so I did my part-time work this week. So I only work 2 days a week, guys. 2 to 3 days a week's what I work. It's my part-time job. I got busy with researching a video that one of my fans requested, so I am working on it. I'm not, just goofing off, scratching my nuts here. I am working on it. It's just taking time to research it. On top of that, I was also looking up topics for this week's podcast and catching up on some old school Fillmore episodes for a future video down the road. Yes, that's right. Fillmore was a good show I used to watch. I also started a Facebook page for my YouTube channel. So if you are on Facebook, you can now keep up to date with everything Web Designer 18 on my official Facebook page. It's actually pretty cool. And on top of that, I've also mostly been geeking out over my rant video that I put up last week. Last Saturday night, I put up a tweet on Twitter that I was going to record, just about to start recording the podcast, and I had to take a detour into a rant video. And what's interesting about this is it was about the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's pissed me off. It's annoyed the crap out of me. But what's hilariously funny to me is that I only uploaded this video last Sunday. That is when this video went up on YouTube. That's when it was, put up. It has over 300 views. It was 317 earlier this morning. I looked beforehand. I'm over the 350 mark. And it just keeps going. First off, I'd like to thank everybody that's viewed this. I really want to thank you all because that means a lot to me. Yes, I was not a fan of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are coming out for Nickelodeon. Mystic Ninja Powers, my ass. And that's what I did the raid video on, and I was like, in all honesty, I was thinking, okay, it's going to get like 20 views, and it's going to be hated. That's fine. Like, most of my videos get like maybe 20 views. That's fine. I'm not a big hit here on YouTube. I will admit this. I'm mediocre. I fly so low under the radar that nothing, I don't bother anybody, and nobody bothers me. Okay, well, there are some YouTube channels that bother me, mostly from what I have to watch if I decide to watch them, like Watch Mojo, Game Theory, things like that. Yes, I can't stand Game Theory. But I don't bother any other YouTube channels. I don't do anything to piss off the almighty YouTube. I fly under the radar. And I do that by keeping my videos safe and things like that. I put pictures in this because they were ones that were on news sites. Everything, you can look these up online and find them in a matter of seconds just in Google searches on the topic. So I'm like, okay. So I put those up to illustrate, my point, and show off, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this. And I was just taken aback by how many views this thing has gotten in a week. So, first off, I want to thank you all. Like I said, thank you so much for that. That you have no idea what that means to me. It really, that means a lot to me. You have no idea how much that means to me. Other than that, this week's been pretty much one thing after another. I've been, like I said, I started up a Facebook page for my YouTube channel. I was taking care of that this week, working on a couple other things, doing some research for the requested video that was asked of me. So, like I said, I am working on it. This is something that what the person requested was for me to talk about why one show did something before another show, yet a lot of people claim the other show did it first, even though the one came out before it and the other one came out long after it. So I'm covering my bases by looking at everything in between just to make sure there wasn't something in between that might have sparked it, and then the other show just picked up the embers and ignited it. That's what I'm double checking. And believe me, when it's an anime show, when it's basically it's two OVAs, and I'm trying to discern if it's an OVA or an anime series in between, there's a lot to dig through in the span from 1997 to 2003. There's a lot to dig through. That's 6 years worth of anime and OVA that I have to dig through to see about plot, characters, and everything else. So this is something that's going to take some time. This isn't I'm just going to up and, record my audio, say that this is what it is, and just call it a day. I don't want to half-ass this, so I'm taking my time doing the research. So it is going to come out. I do promise you that. It is coming. It is not going to be coming within the next few weeks. This is going to be something that I really have to research. I want to cover all my bets. I want to hedge all my bets on this because I know a lot of anime from 2003-ish on. And I mean ish because I started getting really back into anime around 2002, 2003, somewhere in between there. So like I said, that's where I'm, kind of leaning myself to. So I know everything from 2002 to 2003 and on. The stuff beforehand is what I have to double check, go back through and look up to make sure that I'm not going to miss anything that I might end up tripping over, getting called out on. So this isn't something that's going to be like a half-ass video. I'm going to be doing a good job on this. Don't think I can put pictures up, though, for this. I might try one pictured version. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I'll just make two versions, one with the pictures and just one with the audio, if worst case scenario. But also, I don't know what to throw this under. Andrew Rants, Andrew's Theories. I could probably fall under Andrew Reviews, but that's, like I said, if I throw it under there, I want to make sure that I get this thing nailed. I don't want to screw this up or half-ass this and look like an idiot and an asshole. I mean, I take this, in all honesty, I take YouTube, the stuff I put up on YouTube, and I take my pride in that, my pride in my eBay stuff, things like that, I take pride in. So I don't want this to be a half-assed video. I don't want it to come out half-assed, but at the same time, I I do the podcast each week, so I have to, look up topics for that. So this is something that I'm going to be gathering up everything, and it's on the burner, but it's on low. I mean, we're talking like low on the back burner, but it's still on. So you know that it's cooking. It's not done yet. Nowhere near done. But other than that, this week's been kind of fun, eventful, so to speak. Due to the weather, though, I don't have my patented Dr. Pepper with me, so instead I get to drink 2 bottles of Deer Park water, which is actually fine because I've been drinking a little too much soda this week. I drank some tea, which really, you can tell when you drink soda for a while, and then you change to something else. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, this is a lot stronger than it used to be. Yeah, because you're not used to it anymore. Because it has been so long since you drank it. It's like, okay, I definitely need to start adding some of this in every now and then, because it's different. So I got to drink some water for a little bit. But other than that, like I said, this week's been pretty eventful. Almost nonstop, in a way. Like I said, I've been doing some, catching up some old Fillmore episodes because I want to review that. I'm still working on my review for my Complex Age manga series that I was reading, because I have to reread that in order to do a decent review, because I'm debating, do I want to, wait until I get this little idea that I'm having to upgrade my channel a bit? Do I want to wait until after I do that to review it, or do I want to review it beforehand? And see, all that stuff is what I've been doing this week. Factoring all that in, figuring that out. And what little chances I get to relax, and my mom can attest to this, I've fallen asleep like 4 times in the afternoon from like 3 o'clock straight on to 5. So I've been taking like a good 2-hour nap. Almost. Because I know I did that today. Well, somewhat 2-hour nap. Yeah, I've been kind of busy all week trying to, plan out things for my channel, try to do things that, to improve the channel, cool little videos for, all of you guys, my fans. There's only so many hours in the day. I do have to sleep, and at the same time, I was also playing my Contest of Champions game because I'm trying to build up my alliance, or at least get myself to a better point in that game, because my only alliance mate in the alliance I formed, in case you missed it, I left Death Has a Name. And the reason why I left Death Has a Name is because I don't want to say it the bad way, but they kicked out the one member who was actually a friend of mine in the game. We don't know each other outside the game, just friends inside the game. Kicked them out. I actually don't know if it's a boy or a girl, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's male or female, so I'm just going to say I kicked them out. Captain Steel 4 kicked them out because they were spending so much time in the arenas and not doing a lot of other things. Whereas the arenas are a really interesting and good way to grind your characters, to get like prizes in that, get crystal shards for the premium hero crystals, which you can use to get ISO 8 for certain characters and classes like Mystic, Tech, Cosmic, things like that. And regular ISO 8 crystal shards to get stronger crystals, which can get you stronger characters, and so on and so forth. So I understand why they would want to spend their time in there. I mean, they do that now, and I have no problem with that. I joined up the alliance because they said, hey, join up with me. It's a really good alliance. You can get some decent stuff. And I did. I joined. I had fun for a while, but I kept getting this nagging feeling that my ass was on the chopping block each and every time, because I could never really beat most of the characters in one of the alliance wars or get really far in the alliance quests because of timing and how everything goes in my life on a daily basis. I couldn't put hours on end into an alliance quest, and you can only do so much. You only get 5 energy in both of those, and it takes an hour for them to recharge, unless they have a special going where it only takes 30 minutes, but they haven't done that in a while. So you have to wait the hour out, so then you either have to do the story mode, event quests, or things like that to help pad out the time. Eventually, you're going to get bored, and with me, I can play a video game for so long. and then I have to stop. Everybody has that. You can only do something for so long that you have to stop. You have to take a break. You have to let your mind, relax. Your mind can't keep going at 100 miles an hour. It has to cool itself down. It's like a processor on a computer. It has to cool down. So I'll play it for like a little while, then I'll stop, then I'll watch YouTube. Or I'll play it, and then I like watch TV with my grandfather for a little while, then we eat, then I relax for a little bit, then I go back to playing it. Play it for a little while, then I'll watch like a couple YouTube videos, and I'll go to sleep. Things like that. It's mostly the fact that I just didn't feel like I was going to have a lot of time to put into it. I was afraid that I was going to get kicked out, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, if they threw my buddy out because they were spending time in the arenas, they could easily kick my ass out because I'm not pulling my weight in the Alliance Quest or the Alliance Wars, so I left. I restarted my Wasabi Warriors Alliance. Wasabi. For any of you that don't know what that's from, Kicking It. I was a big fan of that. I actually liked that show. So I started that one back up. It's only the two of us right now. Haven't had any new people in there. I really don't have any desire to do any Alliance Wars, to be honest with you, because those things are really unbalanced. You could go up against an entire alliance of people that literally throw money into that game to get the 5-star crystal shards, to get the higher up ISO 8s, and all that crap. I don't really want to be part of that. I don't mind doing Alliance Quest, but I don't mind map 1 and 2. Because then you can still use your champions for other things, and you're not locked in with them. Versus if you go map 3 and higher, you're locked in with your champions in that until the quest is over. And map 3 is a pain in the neck. I hated that when they were doing it in the Alliance that I was in. So I started that back up. I've been doing pretty good now. I was trying to get the Thor Ragnarok. The Hulk Ragnarok. I didn't get it both times it was available, which pisses me off. I really tried my damnedest to get that. Now it's Black Panther because the movie came out. Not really a big fan of Black Panther, so I'm avoiding the event quest for that too this month. But other than that, I've been, doing that, watching film more, like I said, keeping up to date with stuff, doing this and that. Just a lot of things have been going on this week. But I have droned on for way too damn long. I can hear you all moaning and groaning. Come on, get on with it. Get moving. I can hear my mom screaming this now. So, let's get into the podcast. Let's get into this because this has gone on way too long for the opening. Okay, so let's start off with the sad news and get that out of the way. So, on Thursday, it was brought to a lot of people's attention that Butch Hartman has left Nickelodeon. And what's ironic is that he left Nickelodeon last week. February 2nd, according to him in his video, was his last and final day at Nickelodeon. He didn't really explain why he left, though the fans have begun speculation on their own. And let's face it, Fairly Odd Parents going downhill, I think, was kind of the main start from it, because a lot of people were not happy the way that show was going. He's doing something called Bunsen is a Beast, which he said in his video is only getting 1 season, and that's it. It's done. And I actually found out about this because I was watching a Live Strider video, or a Phantom Strider video, I should say, for the top 6 worst Nickelodeon sitcoms. And I was watching that, I was like, I was like, And then all of a sudden I was commenting about how, because I knew the one got canceled because I was looking something up for a friend of mine. She wanted to know if a show that her and her husband were getting into was renewed or not, and sadly it wasn't. And I found out that one of the Nickelodeon shows, Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn, was canceled. And it was ironically number 6 on Phantom Strider's list. So, I'm reading the comments, and one person put down that Butch Hartman has left Nickelodeon. I was like, wait, what the hell? And I subscribed to his YouTube channel. By the way, check that out if you get a chance to. It's a really interesting YouTube channel. And lo and behold, I go back to the homepage thinking, okay, I'm going to look this up. And right there on the YouTube homepage for me, right there under the recommended videos, Butch Hartman, Why I Left Nickelodeon. So I click on it, I'm like, okay, here we go. Hey, I don't have to look it up. I'm watching it. I'm reading it. I should say I'm watching it and I'm listening to him. He mostly just explains, like, it's 20 years. He's been there for 20 years. He explained how he got started, how everything happened that went on, and it just kind of droned off to the point that I couldn't even follow along with the bouncing ball anymore. And basically, you figure it this way, 20 years. He's been doing it for 20 years. I think he just wanted to leave. Personally, and the fans, because there are fans that are going apeshit about this. They're going, oh, he left because, Nickelodeon's screwing up his shows. Fairly Odd Parents blows now because of him. Look, I finally caught a clip of the newer Fairly Odd Parents. Yes, I will admit, it sucks. You will hear no argument from me on that at all. I understand why it changed the way it did. I can see why they wanted to go that direction. But I'll admit, it sucked. I won't deny that. You will never hear me deny it. It sucks. In case you're wondering out there, Timmy has to share his godparents with a girl named Chloe. Who, now, I don't know if they, changed it up, if there's, a newer season or something and they changed it up. But this is the last thing that I saw. So, he has to share his godparents with her because there's a shortage of godparents and they have to share. So this is kind of geared towards separated children whose parents got divorced and now it's okay, you have to share, the parents are sharing you. Whereas in this case, it's the inverse of that where the kids have to share the godparents. So as interesting as it is as a concept, and yes, I understand the concept of it, I don't flat out like it. I can see why a lot of people say it was a downfall of society for this show, and I mean, after Sparks the Wonder Dog there, I don't really think there was much hope left. I mean, let's face it, Fairly Odd Parents has been going on for just about as long as Butch Hartman's been with Nickelodeon. I mean, he even admitted it in his thing. That was how he got started. He sold the Fairly Odd Parents short to them for Oh Yeah Cartoons, and then they bought a 6-episode run, and it just blew up so much that everybody loved it. They're like, hey, you're getting a full series, start drawing, we're just going to keep replaying these, and ad infinitum of that. If you get a chance, I'm going to have the link to the video that he had in the description. Check it out. It's an interesting topic as to why he left Nickelodeon. It's sad, though. It's been 20 years, but now he goes, he is working with something else. He couldn't explain much other than what the company's name was because he's under contract. So my guess is he signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So he can't, discern everything. I understand how those work. You sign that thing, it basically means you utter one word about what we're doing, we sue your ass to hear, they'll basically sue your ass back to the Stone Age. You will be making friends with the T-Rex and the fossils of the fossils of the fossils before you will ever be able to see a dime. Is basically what an NDA basically screws you with. So, I understand that. He's explained about, he's doing that. He goes that this and that. What I kind of would like to see, though, is maybe, create an original something or other and put it up on your YouTube channel. Create an original series and put it on your YouTube channel. That would be something. Yes, it would be a little difficult, but for you, I mean, if you really put your mind to it, you could probably do anything. You've even said it yourself. You could do anything you put your mind to. I say go for it. Give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? You fail miserably, but at least you try. And that's all that counts. But in all honesty, it's interesting, to say the least. Am I happy that he left? No. Frankly, I love Danny Phantom. I was a fan of the Fairly Odd Parents. Is there things that I think he could still do? Yes. Do I think he did the right choice by leaving? I can't be the judge of that. Like I said, 20 years. The man goes, it's been 20 years. Hell, 20 years, I would probably want to do the same thing and leave and go, yeah, 20 years, I'm done. I mean, you're doing the same thing for 20 years. Yeah, I could see you going crazy. I mean, think about kids in high school. Think about kids that basically do schooling all the time. They go, you get kindergarten through 12th grade. That's 13 years worth of schooling right there. Not to mention if they did preschool or anything. So that's at least 13 years of schooling right there. Then they immediately go off to college for another 2 to 4 years. You're looking at anywhere from 15 to 17 years of schooling. That will officially burn you out. I did that. I did 13 years of regular school, and then I did a 2-year associate degree course where I got an associate's degree in website designing. So yeah, I can understand the fact that you do something for a long time. You're not going to want to do it anymore. You're going to want to change and do a new perspective of things. Do I want to go back to school? No. No, personally, I would not want to anymore. Mostly for the fact that I'm still in debt to the student loan people, but also for the fact that my degree is worthless, and also because furthering my education really doesn't thrill me anymore, because what I went to school for, you can easily just look up how to do on Google, and there are YouTube videos for it. So I wasted all that time for literally nothing. I got like a friend out of it, but other than that, nothing really good came of it. So, like I said, yeah, 20 years, I can understand him wanting to leave. He said that him and Nickelodeon were partying under good ways and good terms, so it is a good thing. It's not like they up and gave him the green middle finger and said, get out. So, it was under good circumstances as far as I can tell. But like I said, watch the video. Maybe you'll discern something that I couldn't. It's kind of bad when he starts droning on and you start losing and your attention just wavers off. It's like, oh wait, crap, I was focusing on this, and it's like you missed something. It's like, alright. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. I will have the description in the link below. Or I will have a link. Strike that, reverse it. I will have a link in the description below. Wow, that was bad, even for me. But yeah, so here's to you, Butch Hartman. Hopefully you'll find something more fun to do than bowing to Nickelodeon. And while you're at it, try to get the rights back to Dating Phantom, because I would love to see a continuation. I think so would the fans. Try to get the rights back from them. I don't care how you got to do it. Just try to get the rights back from them or something. Alrighty. Now, I'm not a fan of sports anime. I'm not a fan of sports manga. I'm really not a fan of sports in general. Let's face it, I'm a couch potato by nature. While I do like watching some sports on TV, I'm not really interested in getting up off the couch and wanting to interact with them. I got winded running the mile in middle school. Literally. It's kind of bad when you only have to do 2 laps of it, and I walk the second one because I can't do it. And you have the teacher. I was dead last going in, too. So it's like, yep, I was the last one in, dead last. And the other kids are already changing, getting ready to go to the next class, and I'm literally just walking in. And they're like, what took you so long? I walked the last part of that mile. I was not doing that again. 2 laps to that, forget it. So, when it comes to sports anime and sports manga, I'm really not that big of a fan. While I have watched segments and maybe a few episodes of certain sports anime series like The Prince of Tennis, it's not exactly something that I find wonderful. Now, if there's a sports episode in a regular anime, like, okay, here, we're going to be racing cars in this one, but we're going to be using, whatever we do normally in the series in combination with this, yeah, then I'm going to watch. Because I'm watching for what they normally do. Whatever the gimmick is for the episode, I don't care. I'm watching it for the standalone, what they normally do. So, what's all this getting to, you're wondering? Because I'm apparently droning again. There is a badminton anime series coming. It's badminton's time to shine in Hanebado. Yeah. Hanebado! The latest sport to fall in the anime spotlight is badminton, which is coming to the small screen in an adaptation of Kosuke Hamada's Hanebado manga. And I do apologize for mispronouncing that. The Linden Films produced anime features Shinpei Izaki as director, with Hayuki Taku's Kishimoto on scripts and Satoshi Kimura on character design. Cast members revealed thus far include Hitomi Owada as Anyo Hanasaki and Mizuri Shimabukuro as Nagase Aragaki. The series is set to debut this summer. That's all I got on it. From the pictures that I saw of it in the article, it does not look bad. I will admit that. This actually looks like a pretty damn interesting one, but it's sports. I'm not that big of an interest in sports-based manga and anime. And one of the main reasons, besides the fact, like I said, I'm a couch potato, I don't get out, I don't run a mile, I don't, jump rope, I don't play basketball, I relax. Yes, I work out a little bit so that I'm not, obese, overweight, and dying of heart disease in 5 minutes. It's not like, oh my God, he just sits on a couch all day, he must be 600 pounds. No, I move around, I walk a little bit, I don't run a mile, I don't jog every morning, I'm not crazy. But with sports-based manga and anime, what bothers me about them is that if you want to get into them, you have to learn the rules. And then, while you're learning the rules for whatever the sport is, it runs the risk of them either A, changing up the rules to suit the purposes of the story, or it changes up how the rules are played out, or just completely obliterates them and makes their own rules, again, to suit the plot of the story. And that's what bothers me, because you never really know what you're getting. It's sort of a crapshoot. So, I don't understand badminton. I don't know the rules of badminton. So that means I would have to learn the rules of badminton to try to follow the show. That's like trying to watch Age of Ultron and understanding how the opening was without having ever watched an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which, by the way, I haven't done. I haven't watched an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I didn't understand why they got to that point in Age of Ultron. But here's the kicker. I didn't care. But in all honesty, when it comes to manga and anime like this, it's sort of a crapshoot. Now, if it's a simple sport that everybody knows the rules of, like baseball or soccer or football, the American football, not the European one, that's soccer, it's kind of simple. You at least understand the main point of the game. Ball must go into net in football. Ball must hit end zone in, American football. Ball must be hit by bat. Player must run around a diamond in baseball. It's simple to understand those concepts because everybody knows it. It's common knowledge at this point. Hell, you play kickball the same way you play baseball, only instead of with a bat, you're using your foot. Man, that makes me miss kickball. But anyway, with manga like this, if you don't know the rules, you have to learn the rules. Granted, they're going to end up explaining it, or you can just read the manga series, but here's the thing, they're going to explain it, and they're going to do it really quickly. And when an anime adaptation of a manga that's based on a sports come out, it's like a good 2 or 3 episodes worth of exposition explaining the rules of the game. And that's something that always bothers me, because you can either get bored and not want to watch it anymore, or figure, okay, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be every episode they're going to be explaining to you a trick that goes on in this game. Like in The Prince of Tennis, they kind of explain about running close to the net. Hey, that's a great idea. You want to know what really makes no sense then? Why do you run close to the net? Oh, wait, they explained it. But then you wonder, well, then why doesn't the other player run close to them? Well, it doesn't work for that player because they're not tall like the other player is. And so on and so forth down the road. Like I said, I have watched some Prince of Tennis. That's because it was on Toonami, and I watched Toonami when it was on Saturday nights on Cartoon Network from like 7 to 11. I would watch it, so I learned. But when it comes to other ones that are based on sports that you don't know, you have to learn the rules. And like I said, that's just something that it's going to put some people off of it. Now, it's popular over there. Yeah, it's a sports manga. It's a niche market for starters. When you hear manga, the first thing you think of is fantasy characters, fantasy worlds. Some people think, overly exaggerated body parts, things like that. Sports are far down on that list, but that's just it, because you're touching the market that wants a sports-based comic, a sports-based manga. That's what you're hitting on. It's like, wow, we really hit one here. We got a winner because it's being bought by a niche market. But if you make it good enough, then it might be drawn in by other people because word of mouth will spread it fast. I mean, come on. You don't think Dragon Ball became a hit overnight because somebody goes, hey, come check out this manga about this kid flying on a cloud. It doesn't work like that. So, look forward to it. It's coming out this summer. Like I said, it really doesn't seem like it's going to be that great to me. But you never know. I mean, it could be good. It could be bad. Only you can be the judge of it. Hello Kitty. For those of you that don't know what Hello Kitty is, well, congratulations. You've officially managed to stay under the radar for a few dozen years. But Hello Kitty maker Sanrio reveals its cute Code Geass merchandise. So last year it was Full Metal Alchemist, now it's Hello Kitty. Maker Sanrio's have worked on their adorable magic on Code Geass. Now, Code Geass, for those of you that don't know, it's a really interesting anime series. Britain basically takes over the entire world by using nightmare frames, robotic suits of armor that basically overpower governments in a matter of minutes. Think Gundam meets Ride Back. And for those of you that don't know Ride Back, that really tells you I watch some odd anime. Various merchandise featuring Sanrio's take on the popular mecha series is available at a special Code Geass event until February 12th. So you got 2 days left. Well, 1 day just gets put up on a Sunday. At the Tokyo Dome City. After that exhibit ends, the Geass cuteness will go nationwide. So if you can't get there, just wait till afterwards. Items include mirrors, hairbands, buttons, and t-shirts. So it's basically a Hot Topic. Okay. Insert joke there. The timing of this merchandise is no doubt due to the compilation film trilogy and upcoming sequel, Loosh of the Resurrection. While I have heard about this, I have not actually gotten enough information to warrant it. I think I talked about it on an earlier podcast, but that was based off of the article that I read, and that was it. I have not seen or heard shit since. And I mean that. And it's not like I just stand there with my thumb up my butt going, okay, I don't see it. No, I really do look for this stuff. So you gotta check out the cuteness of this merchandise, which it's sort of, I don't see why it's so cute. I mean, I saw a picture of it. I actually have the picture. Hold on. Let me pull the picture up here quick. For those of you wondering, I will try to remember to put it up. If not, I'll link to the article. Like I did the 1 week when I forgot, I will just link to the article if I forget. Because, come on, that's the best way to do it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Geass merch. Alright. And, okay. It's really not that it's adorable. It's sort of a... Yeah. This looks like stuff that you would literally find at a discount yeah, it's yeah. I don't really see how this is considered adorable. Really, I mean, while I get it, I understand the concept of it. It's sort of a. You know what? I'll try to remember to put the picture up. If not, check it out for yourself. You be the judge. Because, wow. Oof. I can't even put into words. No, seriously, I can't put into words how weird that looks. But anyway, so what do you think about that? Is what their final thing was. So, I'm happy that Code Geass is getting a sequel. I'm happy it's getting a compilation film trilogy. I'm mostly happy it's getting a sequel. That was a damn good series. Lelouch of the Rebellion and Code Geass R2. Oh, sorry. Well. Okay, never mind. Code Geass in general was just good. The whole thing. Do I think it could have ended better? Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. It could have ended much better. I don't want to give away how it ends because they're probably going to explain it in the sequel. You could just YouTube the ending for it. Basically, the villain of the story ends up, being killed by the hero of the story, who's playing then the villain of the story, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's been out for a while, so I really shouldn't worry about spoiling it. In all honesty, you can YouTube the ending. It's really not that difficult. But yeah, it's an interesting series. But I'm just kind of disturbed about the Hello Kitty merchandise stuff. While it's cute, and trust me, I can see where fans will buy this. I'm just wondering what they have this geared towards. I mean, is it geared towards, the actual Code Geass fans, or is this geared towards the Hello Kitty fans that want cute Code Geass merchandise? Because if that's the case, you gotta stop cutifying everything. Not everything's supposed to be cute in the world. There is a time as Professor Oak would say, there is a time and place for this, but not now. I'm on a roll tonight. Well, it's time to grab your Crocs and hike up your socks, because we're about to get wet on this ride. Time to add another live-action movie to my list of live-action anime adaptations that I'm not a fan of. And it's also time to reset the rolling counter. Days I have gone without talking about a live-action anime adaptation. Or podcast episodes I have gone without talking about. Time to reset that back to zero again. Because, damn, it was a shame. It was actually a good number. Finally hit double digits, I think. Had time to reset it again. The live-action Bleach film's Rukia movie has its release date announced. The live-action adaptation of Tite Kubo's Bleach is on its way. The film, which has been in the works for a few years now, finally has a release date, and we've also learned who will play Rukia Kuchiki. For those of you who don't know who Rukia Kuchiki is, she is the Soul Reaper that gives Ichigo his powers originally, and then sort of becomes a background character, only appearing in good sections of the series, and actually doing quite well in the much-hated filler arcs, which is sad because she really did a good job in those, and continues to be one of the strange characters that makes good on a lot of stuff that she does. She also is the one that is elected to give Ichigo back his powers at the end of it during the ending arc, the final arc. So Rukia will be played by Hana Sugisaki, who has appeared on screen as Rin Asano in Blade of the Immortal and as a voice actress in Mary and the Witch's Flower. She was Mary. And when Marine was there as Sayaka. Sadly, I have not seen either of the last two movies. They are on my list. Sugasaki joins Sota Fukushi, who plays Ichigo Kurosaki. The film is set to open July 20th. Oh, God. It's directed by Shinsuke Sato, who has helmed many manga adaptations, including Gantz, I Am a Hero, and Death Note Light Up the New World. That's quite a track record there. Gantz was not a good manga. Sorry. I can't say, you can't say, oh, he's never read it. No. I did. I was one of those, I was debating, I had gotten some money the one time, I think it was for like a birthday or something, and I'm standing at the bookstore going, I want to get a manga, and I'm looking through, trying to figure out which one I wanted, and I'm like, and I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh god, it sucked. And I was like, I'm not exactly a fan of it, so I didn't get it. I Am a Hero, that I've never heard of, other than negative, let me phrase that. I have heard of it, but all I've heard is negative comments for it. And as far as Death Note is concerned, you all know my feelings on that. I can stand Death Note, but when you have a live-action adaptation, and you kill the main character at the end of said adaptation, there is no point in having a sequel, let alone having a sequel to the sequel to the sequel. There are like 4 of those things. I think Death Note Light Up the New World was the 3rd one. I think that's the one where L was dying and was saving people. It didn't thrill me. That was basically a movie that was made for the L fans. That was it. Literally, that was the end of it. So, yeah. It's not, no. That's not really much of a track record to go off of. Not to mention the fact that this is another anime adaptation that's becoming a live-action movie. They do not have that great of a track record to begin with. Dragon Ball Evolution, Attack on Titan, G-Savior, just to name a few of the worst anime adaptations you could ever have. Rurouni Kenshin is one of the only decent ones, and like I've stated constantly, that is because it's basically a samurai flick, and Japan has been pumping those out since the 1980s. But in case you're under the impression that Bleach is a manga about washing white clothing, which in that case, pull your heads out of your butts, because I believe I've talked about Bleach more than that to at least give you a concept of this. Here's a synopsis courtesy of Viz Media. And by the way, I want to state for the record that I got this topic from Otaku USA magazine. So I kind of find that line about you're under the impression Bleach is a manga about washing white clothing. I would like to formally say that you really have no faith in the intelligence of your readers, do you? Because if they're picking up a copy of Otaku USA, they obviously know what Bleach is. And it's not the Bleach that you're thinking. So here's the synopsis for Bleach. For those of you that don't know about it, let me give you the synopsis. Ichigo Kurosaki has always been able to see ghosts, but this ability doesn't change his life nearly as much as his close encounter with Rukia Kuchiki, a Soul Reaper and member of the mysterious Soul Society. While fighting a hollow, an evil spirit that preys on humans who display psychic energy, Rukia attempts to lend Ichigo some of her powers, so that he can save his family, but much to her surprise, Ichigo absorbs every last drop of her energy. Now a full-fledged Soul Reaper himself, Ichigo quickly learns that the world he inhabits is one full of dangerous spirits, and along with Rukia, who is slowly regaining her powers, it's Ichigo's job to protect the innocent from the hollows, and help the spirits themselves find peace. I got 3 problems with that synopsis, because that's not even the show to a T. She didn't lose all of her powers. She was still able to exist in the living world. If she would have lost all of her powers, she would not have been there. I remember her making that comment in one of the episodes, because she was still able to hold her form. Nice try, guys. She had to go into a Gigai then so that it wouldn't completely dissipate, but she still had enough power to hold her form, so nice try. An evil spirit that preys on humans who display psychic energy is a hollow. Wrong. Hollows were actually born from people who refused to cross over and were continuously tormented or ripped off the chain that was binding their heart. They ripped that off, hole in the body, instant hollification. That's what happened to Orihime's brother, because he was killed. I think he was hit by a car. I'd have to double check on that, but I think he was hit by a car. So he died without being able to protect her completely like he had promised he would. He had gotten her and him away from their abusive parents, and she has family that were sending her money so she could live on her own, provided she got good grades. But when he died, he felt like he still had to protect her, so he refused to cross over, and eventually he ripped open the chain, which let the evil in. They don't prey on humans who display psychic energy. Yeah, no. Yeah, BS, BS, BS. The synopsis for this is like somebody never even watched the series and just quickly grasped it from a couple chapters of the manga and maybe a couple clips on YouTube. He wasn't even a full-fledged Soul Reaper. He was a substitute Soul Reaper. He never became a full-fledged Soul Reaper until... Hell, no, I don't even think he ever really became a full-fledged Soul Reaper. He was always the substitute Soul Reaper. He was even quoted as that after they visited the Sarate and he took on Rukia's brother. He was called the substitute Soul Reaper. He was even given a badge that symbolized he was a substitute Soul Reaper. Honestly, that synopsis is going to give people the wrong idea. And that's courtesy of Viz Media. Viz Media should at least know what they're pouring out. This is a property that they not only have the rights to, have put out on TV, DVD, movies, manga volumes have come out for this, and this is their synopsis? Really? I kind of find this to be a major problem, that's the synopsis for Bleach, and yet 90% of it's off. Only 10% of it is true. Yes, Ichigo does protect the innocents from the Hollows. Yes, Rukia did slowly regain her power. She didn't lose every last drop of them, as she admitted. The Hollows do not target people who display psychic energy. Why would they target people that display psychic energy? They attack for the hell of it! Hell, when Uryu basically summoned the Menos Grande, it was not seeking out people with psychic abilities. It was going on a smashy rampage. I remember that episode. I watched that episode. It was not a simple, oh, I'm going to track down the highest psychic power around here. There it is. And then go that way. It was, oh, there's a little pest down here. Hey, there's a big city I can destroy. But I got to get rid of these little gnats first. Squish. I missed. Squish. Damn, I missed it again. That's what bothers me, is that you have people that are going to look at this and go, oh, well, that's what Bleach is. No. Somebody over at Viz Media, whoever gave Otaku USA that synopsis from Viz Media should get their, really get a crash course and a refresher course in how anime works that you're, diluting to the masses, because you're way the hell off. Big time. But anyway, look forward to Bleach's live-action adaptation coming to a theater, hopefully never near you, July of this year. July 20th, I believe I said. Oh, God. I hate live-action adaptations. Do you own a smartphone? Do you like Dragon Ball Super, One Piece, and Gintama? Well, there's some good news for you, because characters from those 3 series are becoming adorable accessories for your smartphone cable. The first 6 items will be sold at the Village Vanguard and Kitty Land stores in late March. They're called Cable Bites, a series of cable accessories for iPhones, basically, featuring adorable little animals produced by Tokyo-based company Dreams. Bandai has collaborated with this company to release 6 new Cable Bite items inspired by the characters from 3 popular anime series. Gintama is still popular? Really? Huh, I knew One Piece was still popular. I knew Dragon Ball Super. Gintama was still popular? Or did you just need a third one to balance out the team there? But anyway, you're going to have Dragon Ball Super. You get Super Saiyan Goku, Frieza, and regular Goku. One Piece, you're getting Luffy and Chopper. And Gintama, you get Sadaharu and Elizabeth. These 680 yen items will be sold at the Village Vanguard, Kittyland, Tokyo Hands, and Loft stores across Japan in late March. Then Zoro from One Piece and Goku from Dragon Ball are scheduled to be added in late April. Okay, so you are getting Goku. I saw because the picture has Goku, along with more characters from Shin Godzilla, which I've actually heard good things about, but I have not gotten a chance to even bother trying to check out. Kamen Rider. Oh, yeah! Henshin time. That'd be pretty cool. Bono Bono. Never heard of it. And Crayon Shin-Chan, which I have heard of. Yeah, Shin-Chan was a good series. I should do a review on that. Huh. I have to rewatch some old episodes. I should really do a review on that. That was a good show back in the day. So, 680 yen. Okay, hold on. Let me, I don't want to half-ass this Andrew math. I'm thinking it's like 6.8 something. That's like $6.80. But let me double check with the magical thing called the internet. 680 yen to US is $6.25 American if I round it up. If I round it up, it is $6.25 American. So I was close. I was damn close. Wow. I was damn close on that. Yeah, so 680 yen in Japanese is $6.2492 US dollars. So you round it up, it's $625. Or $6. Well, try that again. It's $6.25. Sorry, 680 yen is about $6.25 if you round it up. So that's kind of interesting. Wow, I almost screwed that one up there. Whoa, that would have been bad. Oh, that would not have been good. Whoa. Oh, that would not have been good. But these actually look kind of interesting, and they'll definitely serve a good purpose, because what they're going to probably be doing with them is you're going to put them over your cable, and when you connect your cable to your iPhone, it's basically this little thing that'll keep the cable from bending at the point where the connector headed is with the cable. So the plug part that you stick into your tablet or your smartphone, and then you have that cable part that goes right behind it, that always has a tendency of breaking. Now, there was a hack that was put up a few years ago. Take like the spring from a pen and wrap that around. I tried that on my one. I didn't like what it did for it. I didn't like how it looked, so I took it off. I've heard of people taking like duct tape, clear electrical tape, or white electrical tape, depending on the color of your like dark electrical tape or white electrical tapes. And there is like a clear electrical style tape that I have seen. That's as strong as electrical tape, but I don't think it actually is electrical tape. But and putting that on the cable to keep it from bending, because it stiffens it up then. So this isn't exactly something that's not welcomed. This is something that's going to be pretty cool, but at the same time, you kind of wonder, can it be used for anything or just for smartphones or for the iPhones? Because the iPhone cables are basically similar to a lot of other cables. And if this can attach to those, it should be able to, at least in theory, attach to these other cables, like a 5-pin cable, your standard tablet charger, cell phone chargers, things like that. That would look pretty cool, though, if you could get like your cell phone charger to have Goku look like he's trying to bite it. That'd be pretty cool, because that's what it looks like. You have Goku trying to bite your smartphone. It's actually kind of cool. I will try my best to have the pictures up. Believe me, I will try. But that's basically what it looks like. But yeah, for the first one of those, you're getting, it says for iPhone, that's what sucks. You're getting Frieza and Super Saiyan Goku, and then regular Goku will be released in April along with Zoro for One Piece. I think they should just give you all three of them right off the bat. I mean, these are actually going to serve a purpose. These aren't just going to be, oh look, we're just going to make this stupid little product. It's probably really cheap to make these because you're probably like 3D printing them. So it's probably really cheap to make these. Just judging by the look of it, it almost seems like it's either a mold or a standalone 3D printer. And I'm going to go with a mold, it looks like. But I could be wrong. It could be a molded 3D printer type thing. So, because there are some of those I've seen. So you could have that. But either way, it looks kind of interesting. But I will try to have the pictures up so you can see that. But anyway, so you got that. That's gonna be quite entertaining to see. To have Goku munching on your iPhone as it's charging. That'd be pretty cool. But the only other thing that I would have to worry about with these is if your cable gets warm, what's the temperature point on these things for melting? Because I've known a few people that have had iPhones, that have had tablets, chargers, and things like that, and they have constantly made one complaint, and that was that the cable has a tendency to get a little on the warm side depending on what it is. And especially in this day and age, you can go to your local Five Below or your local Walmart or your local Dollar Tree and pick up an El Cheapo charging cable because, oh, I broke my charging cable, on my way home today. Crap. Wait, I'll quick pull in here and pick up another cable. What's the possibility of those things overheating and melting the crap out of your newfound item? That's your new product. That's my one concern. Because if those things are going to melt, that's going to make one hell of a mess. But otherwise, it looks kind of cool. That's the only fear that I would have in the back of my mind is melting. But other than that, it looks kind of cool. It seems interesting. Looks like something that I would probably get for myself. But, if it'll work for my tablet, hell, I'd actually get one of those for me. That'd be pretty cool. I'd have Super Saiyan Goku munching on my tablet or regular Goku. I'd have to really pick about that one. But anyway, look forward to that coming out in March. You probably can find, somebody will probably buy a whole crap ton of those things and then pop their asses up on eBay. If not, they'll buy them wholesale and then pop their asses up on eBay. So either way, if you live outside of Japan, you might have a chance of picking those up. I don't doubt that you won't, because you should have a chance. Somebody will put them up on eBay somehow. I guarantee it. If it's 680 yen a piece, someone's going to have those up on eBay for like $10 and make a decent profit. That's sad, but that's how the world works. Alright. It's time to also reset my counter for times that I haven't talked about Pokemon Go on the podcast. And that's 2 counters I've had to reset tonight. Damn. Well, for those of you that are looking forward and still play Pokemon Go for that matter, you may have stopped, I don't know. Hoenn may not have been your fan. You may not have liked it. But guess what? If you're still playing Pokemon Go, Rayquaza and more Pokemon originally from the Hoenn region are on the way. And Rayquaza is one of the best Pokemon you can find in the Hoenn region. And I played the original games, so that should tell you something. For For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Rayquaza is the ultimate dragon. It's the third legendary that you can get in the game. Now, originally it depended on which version of the game you got. If you got Ruby, you were going after Groudon. If you got Kyogre, if you got Sapphire, you were going after Kyogre. But in both games, you had a chance to go after Rayquaza. And I said it's the third legendary because you also had a chance to go after either Latios or Latias, depending on which version you got. Latias was in Sapphire, and Latios was in Ruby. So Rayquaza was the third legendary that you could get your hands on. It is worth the effort. On the original game, you had to go to the one tower. You had to traverse that thing. You had to get the special bike from the bike shop in I think it was Malwell City. The third gym you had to take on. That's where you had to get the electric gyms. Where you had to get the city that has the electric gym is where you had to get the bike to traverse the upper echelon of the tower. And it was the bike that the faster you go, it goes in one direction. You really have to be quick on the reflexes in order to move your character so you don't fall through the hole, because the floor is cracked, and the only way to get it is you have to go really fast over the cracks to the other side before the cracks break. That bike is not something that a lot of people like to use. It's a pain in the neck. I never liked it. I always liked the other one because you had more control. And that's the one that a lot of people chose. As I remember reading the guide that I got with the game, you're going to have to trade that in to go for Rayquaza. It's like, crap. I really didn't want to trade it in, but I had no choice. I had to get the mock bike to go up there. So, anyway, this was the announcement that they put out via their official blog, or their official site. Trainers, prepare for exciting new adventures as you encounter even more Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region on February 9th. Alongside several flying and dragon-type Pokemon appearing in Pokemon Go for the first time, the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza will descend from the ozone layer and become available in raid battles for a limited time. In celebration, Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region will take over wild encounters until February 13th. Don't miss this unique opportunity to catch powerful Pokemon such as Salmonence, Altera, Metagross, and more. The legendary Pokemon Rayquaza will be appearing in raid battles in gyms near you until March 16th. You'll also have a chance to battle the legendary water-type Pokemon Kyogre before it swims away on February 14th. Will you be the first to catch all 3 ancient legendary Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region? Even more surprises await nearby. In addition to these Pokemon being available in the wild, you might see some different Pokemon in raid battles at your nearby gym, and from hatched eggs. With all of these Pokemon to catch and power up, it's important to stock up on supplies. So starting February 9th, new special boxes, which include raid passes, incubators, and star pieces, will be available in the in-game store until February 23rd. In addition, lure modules will remain activated for 6 hours until February 23rd. These items will be perfect aids in your Pokemon Go adventure. Get out there and make progress on completing your Pokedex. As you're outside exploring the world, be sure to share your favorite AR photos and best catches using hashtag Pokemon Go on your preferred social media channel. From the Pokemon Go team. Dictated, not read. So, that was the announcement that was put out. And what this basically means is Kyogre is going to be in the gyms for the raid battles until Valentine's Day. Then it's bye-bye. Then you're going to get Rayquaza. And Rayquaza is probably going to be about as difficult as Kyogre and Groudon are to catch in the raid battles. I don't know. As I've constantly said this to my mom and to several other people, I have no investment in this game. My one friend plays it, and it's kind of bad. When I played the original games, and she's playing Pokemon Go, and she has her own way of describing the Pokemon. She goes, oh, it's that weird little... She kept going, oh, it's that weird little Pokemon, or it's something like this. She's describing what it is, and I'm playing the game in my head. Who's that Pokemon? She has unique names for a lot of them, like Arcanine she calls Arcanine. And a few dozen other ones. It's just really sad. It's just sad. It's funny, though, in a way. So you get the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza. It's going to be appearing in raid battles. That's going to be good until March 16th. So my guess is probably going to be from February 15th until March 16th. Or February 16th to March 16th, like an entire month. At least that's my guess. I can't be sure. So, on top of that, you also have the chance of getting newer Pokemon from raid battles and hatched eggs. All the Hoenn Pokemon are going to be running wild until February 13th, which will be 2 days to go from when I upload this podcast. It's 3 days now, but it'll be 2 days when I upload it on the 11th, so there's that. And so you're going to have that. So it's not exactly a bad thing, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we're pushing the Hoenn region to be done because we want to move on to the next one. But you still have some legendary Pokemon yet that you didn't release from the Hoenn region. Regirock, Regice, Registeel. Latios, Latias. Just to name a few. I'm not joking. I know they have Lunatone and Solrock because my friend's seen or caught one of them. I don't remember which. The Dragon ones will be a new one. But yeah, so at least Pokemon Go is still going. But like I said, what's bothering me about this is, while it's still going, it seems like they're trying to really push it along. Because they want it done. They want the Hoenn region done so they can move on to the next one, so that they can kind of bring Pokemon Go up to speed with the current games. And right now, we're in Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I don't know what the hell game they came out with anymore for the 3DS. But you're up to that now. So, with that, it kind of makes you wonder, okay, what's the entire point? What's going to happen here and here? And that's the point that you just don't have an answer for. So, as cool as it is that they're speeding this along, it kind of makes you wonder, are they speeding it along too quickly to catch up to everything, or because they want to catch up to everything? That's where the question lies, I'm afraid. But you won't know until it goes. So, check out your raids, your gyms, your local Pokestops, and be safe out there. Seriously. I mean, that's the one downside with this AR game, is that you don't pay attention to your surroundings, especially if there's construction or ice at this time of year. If you live in a climate that gets a lot of ice, be very careful, people. I mean, very, very careful. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it this week for the absolutely, completely random podcast. I'd like to thank all of you out there who make my videos fun, who subscribe to my channel, who leave comments, who just tune in each and every week. Thank you. You have no idea what that means to me. I enjoy everything that I do for all of my fans and all my subscribers, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So, until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. If you have any topics or ideas that you'd like me to talk about here on the podcast, feel free to drop them in one of 4 places. Either the discussion page on my YouTube channel, my Twitter page, @OtakuRhodes, email the acrpodcast@gmail.com, or my new Facebook page, WebDesigner18 on Facebook. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. See yas!